When I select Integrations from the menu on the Integration Cloud home page, I see a list of all the integrations in this instance. I want to map the warranty claim model to the Create Service Request integration. This integration isn't activated, but that doesn't matter, because the mapping is only stored in the Insight model. I'm not making any change to the integration itself. I select Map to Insight from the menu. Earlier, I defined a connection between Insight and the integrations in this business process. That connection is used now to get information about the Insight instance. All the models in the Insight instance are listed. Activated models have a green check mark. Draft models don't have one. I can only map to a draft model because an activated model can't be changed. I can create a draft copy of an active model, or I can select a draft model directly. When I select a model, a list of milestones in that model is displayed. A gray pin indicates that a milestone has been mapped, but not to this integration. When I click the milestone icon, I can see that no mapping to the integration has been done yet. I want to map the action Create Incident to the Service Request Created milestone. What that means is that when the Create Service Request integration runs, and it gets to the Create Incident action, the Service Request Created milestone will be marked as passed. Plus signs mark valid places to drop the action. I drag and drop the action onto the plus sign for the Service Request Created milestone. The pin turns green to show that the milestone has been mapped to this integration. I can select whether I want the milestone marked as passed when the action is entered or when it's completed by choosing either On Entry or On Exit. I want to map to the point where the incident has actually been created, so I select On Exit. The integration action now shows a green mapping icon too. Within this milestone, I extract an indicator called Incident ID. I need to define the extraction criteria for Incident ID from the variables that are available at this point in the integration. To do that, I click on Incident ID, which opens the Dimensions and Measures view. I can see how the milestone's been mapped. I click Define Extraction Criteria. This opens the mapper where I can see the variables. I can also use XPath functions and operations, but in this case it's not necessary. The incident ID is stored in the Create Incident variable. I drag and drop the ID to the Expression field. An XPath expression is created automatically. I validate the mapping and close the editor. I've mapped the milestone, and I've defined the extraction criteria for the incident ID. Next, I'll define extraction criteria for the unique instance identifier. Learn more at cloud.oracle.com.